What a wonderful day, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Jacob Lyle.
And tonight, we're talking commercials. That's right, it's the Super Bowl 2024 Ad-Stravaganza. I just want to first, before we get into anything else, because this is like one of the few times where I can actually say I cared about the game, moment of silence for the Niners. Moment of silence. Man, we went into overtime. We had a touchdown in overtime, and we still somehow managed to lose.
Those poor
30
Scooby-Doo
years,
bad
no
guys.
Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't know. It was genuinely tough to watch. That last touchdown that the Chiefs got in overtime, it felt like a train wrap happening in slow motion, man. Anyways, that is the most I have ever talked about football in my life. Guys,
all I have to say to that is go Chiefs.
yeah.
I was rooting for the Chiefs.
I mean, look, all due respect to the Chiefs, new dynasty and all that, they are very impressive for sure. But man, this was my Niners year, man. It was all yeah. Because San Francisco people talk like they're from Boston. Did you know that about us SF people? No, we really don't. Anyways. Okay, Colby says he likes the sports arc that Tiki has going on right now. All right, so guys, what did you think of? Probably, I'm sure you don't have any hot takes about the game, but what did you think of the commercials? What we're here to discuss, just broadly speaking.
I had no idea who was playing until you said that.
I loved it.
But yeah, I mean, this was a kind of a rough week for me, but I was very much looking forward to the Deadpool 3 trailer, and gosh darn it, it is finally here, and we're going to talk about it.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't have any emotional attachment to the teams themselves. I mean, I was rooting for the Chiefs more than the 49ers, but I wasn't going to be too devastated if the Chiefs lost anyway. I mean, at least up until the end when it started becoming a real nail biter anyway.
I will say it was a very slow game in the first half, very uneventful in the first half. I don't think anyone scored at all in the first quarter. Anyways.
But yeah, the commercials were pretty interesting this year. There's quite an interesting array of them. And there are a couple in here that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing.
All right. Well, let's just start things off. Just go into the comments. Kogia says, I just like Star Trek and X-Men. Patrick Stewart was my, or I'm sorry, he says just like in Star Trek and X-Men, Patrick Stewart was the MVP. I can't really argue with that, honestly. The Leatherheads costume, oh my god. Kogias also says, I'm sorry you had a rough week, Dragon. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's just get into it, folks. We're going to start with the trailers for stuff where we have not had trailers yet up until this point. We left out a couple things. We left out the If trailer. We left out the Knuckles trailer. Just by all means, if you want us to talk about it, just let us know in the comments if we do leave anything out. Can't guarantee you that we've all seen it, but yeah, let's start with obviously the big super headliner of the evening, Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh yeah, Dragon, I'm just gonna give you the floor, man. Just geek out, go into full geek out mode, man. You deserve it.
So let's just say this was indeed the pick me up that I needed. I've been rewatching this thing like crazy. If this were a VHS tape, it would be ribbons. So I guess so. Overall, I guess to kind of get the ball rolling. So it seems our premise for Deadpool has been very speculated. I think it was a safe bet all in all, but we seem to have definitely been confirming it with this trailer, which I think was very well constructed without really even getting into the co-star of the film all that much, which was it's pretty impressive for a teaser. It's kind of what you want to do. The movie's standing on its own before the gimmick even, but definitely we're all here for the gimmick to some degree. It seems the post credits of Deadpool 2 did indeed happen, did indeed have consequences, which I think is a really good idea. Deadpool has landed in trouble with the TVA, but not just any member of the TVA. Someone from Succession. It's Matthew McFadden. Is it McFadden or McFadden?
McFadden, I think.
Yeah, so yes,
Oh,
so
dear old
Matt,
Tom.
yep. Again, Tom just keeps failing upward
Yeah, that's his arc. That's his arc.
all the way
That's
to the
his arc in a
TVA. So
nutshell.
he's a character called Paradox, which I'm going to guess is an obscure, probably TVA character. I didn't really look into Paradox too much, but yeah. Anyway, so Paradox seemingly is at least the guy in charge of this branch of the TVA, which seemingly involves hiring Deadpool to presumably kill the Fox Marvel universe.
Oh God. Which Dragon, this back in the day, this was pretty much what we were wanting, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
So right off the bat, we're addressing the Disney of it all. I will say the Marvel Jesus thing, a little bit on the nose. I wasn't crazy. That was maybe the one line I thought was.
But
a
aren't you
little bit...
impressed that we're just spelling it out that yeah, the MCU's in trouble and Deadpool's going to get us
Sure,
out?
sure. Yeah, that element of it
I'll
is
take
pretty
the
cool.
Marvel Jesus thing, all right, because it's not inaccurate right now. We have Marvel Jesus, and apparently we have Marvel Catholic coming our way with Daredevil Born Again. I'll take it.
Well, we'll
don't
see
think-
how Daredevil Born Again goes.
I don't think Matt Murdock would want to meet this Jesus.
No, however, it does always amuse me to no end that in the comics. Daredevil lost his dog in a poker. Well, technically, Foggy Nelson lost Daredevil's dog in a poker game to Deadpool.
Oh,
Oh
God.
man.
No, they're not. There's going to be a dog in this movie, but it's not that dog. It's a different dog. It's going to be the Deadpool
It would be
multiverse.
wild if they actually did that. It's a deep cut, though, right?
Look, I would be amazed by. I know. Anyway, they're doing dog. That's dog pool. Not
Well, this
interested.
also blind lawyer.
Yep.
He kept on going around just screaming, "Look at me! I'm blind, Matt Murdock."
He begged me to take this dog. Seriously, you know what's funny though? They did kind of allude to it in the first season of Daredevil. Actually, they did kind of allude to the fact that Daredevil very briefly entertained the notion of a dog.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Like Foggy, he said you should get a dog. Girls love dogs. That's So.
All right. Little Blue, the Carl Weathers commercial is not on our roster. We tried to split it, kind of like a little bit, like 60% trailers, 40% commercials. But if Dragon and Jacob have anything to say about that, then we can. Then I can by all means they can address it when we get to the commercial stuff. And if they haven't seen it, then I think maybe Dragon and Rohit can watch it and discuss it during the Carl Weathers tribute that'll be coming later this month. So, all right. Let's see. Dragon, I'm terribly sorry to add to your bad week. Kogia said, for me, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer was 2 minutes of Deadpool making unfunny jokes, followed by 2 seconds of Wolverine being cool. 10 seconds.
Sometimes
it's more like 2 seconds. I don't know where he's getting 10 seconds from. I mean,
yeah, 2 seconds is more. Might I just say the timing of how long we actually see Wolverine on screen is fucking perfect. It kills me every time.
Now, a couple things. Okay, so one is with the costuming. We have in Deadpool's new costume, which is very slightly modified. Looks really good, nice, bright and red, and has like a little bit of black around the collar. It looks good. I like how we kind of dedicate a lot of time to the suit up montage.
I love Wade's look at the beginning too, like with the wig and everything, where he's starting to look a little healthier.
I mean, admittedly, I just love that we had like everyone there. And now here's the big takeaway I had. The big thing has me speculating.
Okay.
Now I wonder how much pathos we're going to attach to that opening gag where everyone from Deadpool 2's there. Now I wonder if the pathos is going to be Deadpool doing what he's doing with the TVA with the promise of saving what he had with the opening, or is Deadpool just going to kind of Austin Powers 2 style, but hopefully with less scarred up nudity? But will Deadpool, will he be starting over with Wolverine as his only pal? Like, is that going to be like the only friend that he has in this new multiversal kind of like in the MCU kind of like going into it? Like, But that's the thing. Like, is Deadpool going to be crafting things to his liking to kind of save what he had, or is he going to be like kind of like ripping off the Band-Aid, just moving forward? It's like, oh well, that was then. This is now.
I could honestly see it going either way, really.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the more bold way to do it is to just like say, like, okay, all of them are done. We're killing the Fox universe, right? Well, they were the Fox universe.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, also with Wolverine, we teased. I really geeked out. We teased Patch.
I don't even know who that is.
Wolverine, in Wolverine's long-spanning history, for a time he was a casino owner named Patch, and he was wearing like a little white tuxedo, had an eye patch.
Oh,
briefly,
okay.
Deadpool was going presumably to kill Wolverine or meet him or something. At least the way that the editing of the trailer makes it look. He's walking through this casino-looking place, and there was a man in white with the Wolverine hair sitting down the hall. That is Patch.
Oh my god!
So that's pretty. Like, we're doing all the Wolverine. We're doing all the bucket list Wolverine stuff. I don't know if they're all going to be variants. I don't know if they're going to be the same guy. Maybe that's we're going to check it with them.
I mean, we are dealing with TVA stuff, so variants are definitely in the equation.
I think it's a variant personally, but I don't know.
All right.
Anyway.
Kogias says, since Wolverine is in the film, does this mean this could count as the fourth Wolverine film? What do you guys think?
I mean, his name is in the title.
It's like Deadpool, like Deadpool's third movie, and then Wolverine's like probably like 3.5, maybe.
I honestly don't think it would count, just because I think they've been pretty clear that this is not going to tie into Logan in any way, and Logan was obviously like the end of the proper Wolverine trilogy. So I would just say this is kind of like how Ragnarok isn't a Hulk movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, who knows? Maybe this could be the reason. Like, it's like, okay, through all that, I need to retire to be like a limo driver or something.
Well, here's the thing. So they had to be really coy, and presumably what we have paid off with this trailer here. Okay, we're doing TVA stuff, so that's probably how that's how we work around Logan. Now that does make me wonder, is that specifically what they meant, or because the original impression that when they're being coy, the impression was this won't mess with the end of Logan's, so it's quite possible this happens like pre-Logan, which I mean, again, we haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, I think just TVA is going to be our workaround for that, so probably, okay, we're not going to mess with Logan.
I mean, the fact that he is in the title definitely does lead credence to it being a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it's Deadpool we're servicing all the Wolverine stuff that's left that we haven't done through a Deadpool movie, which is the way to do that properly, honestly. So,
sure.
Anyway, all that's great. Now, one other thing too. This is kind of a trailer, just the usual kind of trailer construction thing. I wonder. So we did glimpse the big 20th century wastelands thing.
Yes.
I do wonder. In a perfect world, I would really be impressed if that's like the end of Act 1.
I actually think it's going to be the opening credits.
Really?
That is my theory.
I mean, that'd be great, but I don't think they're going to do that. But I think that'd be cool.
I think Dragon. Here's how I see it starting. I see it starting out kind of like. Yeah, and then like kind of like a quick like, okay, you might be wondering how the fuck did I end up getting here? Literally fighting on a corporate logo.
Oh, okay, I see what you're going now.
Yeah.
Now I got you. Okay.
Yeah, and then we flash back to the birthday party and then go from there.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm going for this plan. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I want Jacob's thing too. I want him to do the opening. We hear the opening banner and then explosion. Okay.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Now, in all honesty, though, the explosion probably won't happen.
The only way we would know for sure if that was happening is if instead of 20th Century Fox, it opened, and instead of studios, it opened with Fox. Well, the thing is because, I mean, even at the end of the trailer, I like how after the title appeared, then you see Marvel Studios on it. It's like, oh yeah, this is official.
Okay, now in all honesty, we're probably not going to get like an explosion of that logo, because I think the running theory that we do have like a brief glimpse of something in the trailer does lend credence to this. This might be the Void from the Void where all the prune things go from Loki.
Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense.
One, it would make a lot of sense, but two, there's a brief bit like seemingly a purple smog thing, which could be a really great Galactus gag too. But we don't know. God. It's either Goliath or in a really
Can you
awesome
imagine
way.
if it was a Galactus gag, if they literally just called out Rise of the Silver Surfer
That
Galactus?
honestly, I think there's a 50-50 shot of that.
Oh my god, I'd love it.
I'm just saying, if they don't make it Goliath, which you're going to have a whole bunch of things like how does this match up exactly looking, but we have the TVA in here, so it's possible. Here's the thing. The Void could be ever changing because it's very snowy. It's very, it's very kind of snow looking place. So I'm not 100% on that, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's just going to be a stylistic thing. Okay, the Void happens to have snow in. That's Goliath. That's probably what it's going to be. But Galactus Cloud would be a way to do it. Also, we had an X-Men pop up, or at least kind of an X-Men adjacent Pyro.
Oh yes.
And just the build up to Wolverine is awesome. Just the claws and everything. That's exactly how you want.
Again, I love the comic timing of just like, give me a hand, will you? No, on second thought, no.
That's their dynamic to a T right there. Wolverine's first instinct whenever he sees Deadpool is to stab him. That's their dynamic, and we have like this perfect silhouette thing.
And to be fair, that's probably not only something Wolverine would do. I think that's a lot of people's first thoughts upon meeting Deadpool.
Okay, I literally just had a thought that crossed my mind. Dragon, tell me if this sounds like absolutely insane and it's not going to happen, and I should just get my hopes down right now. Okay.
Yeah.
What if low-key this is a backdoor Hulk versus Wolverine movie?
Oh, don't. That's... God.
Look, I'm just saying, it is officially in the MCU, man.
Okay, so in all seriousness, we did... Sorry. Okay,
that would be one way to redeem Ruffalo Hulk.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so with Ruffalo Hulk, we did see Ruffalo in the Atom Project, which was directed by Sean Levy, and then we saw like the little Easter eggs, like the little stickers on like the boat and everything. Now, with the time travel, with the TVA, if we are the easy way to get him in there and do that would be that, and we do have Wolverine in the yellow suit, and if we're only gonna have Wolverine one last time, we're gonna put him in that suit one last time, and you have a duo thing there. Okay, you have again introduction to Wolverine, first time we see him again fighting the Hulk, and also Hulk versus Wolverine, which was where at least that for me personally, that's where Deadpool.
It's where I was introduced to Deadpool. I imagine it's where most of the people from our generation were introduced to Deadpool.
I mean, quite possibly, yes.
I was actually first introduced to Deadpool through Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Honestly, that's actually a really good introduction.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Anyway. As long as it's not X-Men Origins, right?
No, nope. Yeah. It definitely wasn't that.
All right. Let's see. Going through the comments here. Kogias, Dragon's had a rough enough week. I'm not going to read your comment about you wishing that Deadpool is like the X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool. But I don't know. I honestly don't think his jokes are going to get in the way, because I think that they're going to act.
Okay.
Tiki, you cut out a little bit there, buddy. Easy with the mic.
Tiki?
Okay.
Okay, you were there for a moment.
Go on. We can hear you now.
Can you?
And there it goes. Crap.
Dang it.
There it is. Well, that explains it. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess to round things off a bit here. Round things out a bit here. One thing I do want to highlight, I love that again. This movie just kind of gets me already. Is like Deadpool.
We actually have Mutale in the comments.
Oh, how nice!
And who says it was actually Origins Wolverine that introduced me to Deadpool?
Yeah, see, my experience with Deadpool was I had Hulk versus Wolverine, which is, oh man, I'm so hyped for this character, and they got Ryan Reynolds to play him. I can't wait for that movie that's coming around the corner. And well, we all saw how that went.
Yeah,
because like I'm saying, I was like the hype wagon was really the Hulk versus Wolverine animated movie, and then you had like Ultimate Alliance, and then you had like the comics. And
I never actually saw Hulk versus Wolverine.
like it all?
No.
Oh. Anyway.
And poor me.
Yeah. Well, you know what you got to do to get ready for this movie.
Watch it.
Well, yes, Jacob.
But where can I watch it though?
Is
it on Disney Plus?
It's a good point. I don't know. I don't know where it's because I think Lionsgate might have had some of those under lock and key, so I don't know where that ends up. Because for a time, I think it might have been on Amazon, but I'm not sure. The point just buy the DVD, man. It's really good.
All right, yeah, it's not available on Disney Plus.
Anyway, okay, what was I? All right, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Deadpool's go-to. He's saluting Captain America, and all the Winter Soldier clips are there. So I was like, okay, this movie already gets me. All my sensibilities are represented there. Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
All right. Have we gotten to any of the other comments, guys?
We mentioned Mutale. He's like Wolverine cut Tiki's microphone with his claws.
Okay, movie guy. What's movie guy saying?
Deadpool 3 could be the Magic Kingdom of the Marvel movies, or be the Disney's California Adventure from 2001 of Marvel movies. So, meaning to interpret that in like theme park geek speech, it could either be like the death knell of that era of Disney theme parks, which would be California Adventure, was like, okay, this is the low of lows. Like, we have gotten ourselves into a sinking ship here. Or with Magic Kingdom, it could be like, okay, like this is like a bold new era for us. We're going in a new direction. Looks promising. We're taking some of the old stuff, nostalgic, but also doing stuff on a bigger scale. I don't know. I hope I'm interpreting that right.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Anyways, yeah, Tom Gams is the head of the TVA, indeed. Okay. So anything else about Deadpool?
Nope.
No, I mean, again, with I really have to go back to Deadpool 2, because when Deadpool was, I guess the presumption is that he also saved the rest of the X-Force guys, because we know for a fact he saved Peter, and that's why he's there. But Shatterstar, that's the one.
Like, of course he had to save Peter. He was the most important member of the group.
Well, of course, Jacob. He had the most impressive power of all.
Oh my god.
And that was?
Having a mustache.
I have a mustache, Dragon.
Well, then you can.
Having a mustache isn't easy, man. You gotta have upkeep for it. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, you
I don't
have to keep
patience for that shit.
Just never help a man in a wood chipper, and you'll be fine in life, Jacob.
Yeah, you have to trim it. You have to make sure it doesn't go into your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You have to make sure food doesn't get in it.
That's what separates the man from the animals, my friend.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Kogias asks if we think it'll be the highest grossing Marvel film since No Way Home. I would say yeah. I would definitely
so.
bet. I would take that bet.
Well, that depends on how much did Guardians gross?
Around like 700 million. Like Guardians did really well, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, technically, that is pretty much average for the Guardians.
Well, think about this.
Yeah.
Right? Think about this. Okay, when Deadpool came out, until it was, I guess, obscene years later, it was like the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
I am not a fan of the movie that obscene it.
Yes.
Whatever.
My point is, Deadpool, when it came out, did very well. It had I wonder what the budget is on Deadpool 3, but I have to imagine it'd probably be the highest of all three Deadpool movies.
Wait, what obscene Deadpool?
Joker.
All right.
Not a fan.
Well,
it's all right. It's all right. Like, it's not a terrible movie. I'm just not crazy about it. Anyways.
Okay, the point being, Devil's probably going to do well. You have that going for it, the fact that it's essentially going to be the only big screen Marvel movie coming out that year. That counts. The only one that really matters. I'm looking at you, Madam Webb.
Oh, God.
Which comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, does it really? Oh
Again,
man,
folks, I implore you, don't see those movies, especially
Hard
Craven. Don't see
pass.
Craven. Do not see Craven. Okay, it's lion blood. Don't give it any
Hold
credence.
on.
If you want a good Craven story, play Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Listen to this man. He knows things.
Or at least watch the original animated series where Craven
Even
was
just watch the trailer for the Spider-Man 2 game, where you have like Craven essentially killing the Aaron Taylor Johnson Craven. Okay, watch that.
and Craven wasn't Craven in the original animated in the 1990s animated series too?
Wait, what?
Was he in Spider-Man the animated series?
Yes,
Yeah, watch that too.
there you go. Also has a better Madam Web. Two birds, one stone, and Venom. It's all there. Not so much Carnage, but Venom is great.
I mean, I thought Carnage was okay.
He's okay, but he can't kill anyone. What's the point? Anyway.
Yeah, it's like, and heck, you got Joan Lee for Madam Web.
Perfect Madam Web.
Hank Azaria for Venom.
Now we're listing cast members. Let's just move
Movie guy says Madam Web is going to be the Revenge of the Fallen of Marvel movies.
That's
Not
Revenge of the Fallen is in Transformers. Revenge of the Fallen isn't that Revenge of the Fallen?
How many Revenge of the Fallens are there, Tiki?
I believe
As far as I know, there's just that one. But
yeah, that's what he means.
okay, that's I would like to know what you mean by that because that's an interesting metaphor. Anyways,
Revenge of the Fallen is
Does that mean
basically
it's going to be crap or it's going to make a lot of money? Is that what he's
most
getting
likely because
maybe both. Maybe he's saying both.
I mean, yeah, because Revenge of the Fallen is generally considered as a.
I don't think Madam Web's going to make a lot of money though.
I'll say the original Deadpool was far more.
He clarified it.
As in it's going to suck balls. Well, yes, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page about Revenge of the Fallen.
And I think you mean.
Well, I guess John Clangy balls in that case, but you know.
True.
And Madam Web.
All right. So should we move on?
I say let's.
Yes.
All right. So let's get to Wicked. Jacob, how familiar are you with the show?
I saw it in 2005.
Okay, good. All right. So you can actually speak to this.
Or sometime in the mid 2000s.
So first of all, I want to say, Dragon, I imagine you probably don't have a lot to say about this.
Not a lot.
All right, I don't want to lock you out of the conversation completely, so but I will say that I am very impressed with the production design here. I think it looks great. I think the production design is basically what Sam Raimi was trying to go for with Oz the Great and Powerful.
It looks like you're stepping into the land of Oz.
Yeah, totally. I have heard people are definitely worried about Ariana Grande and her performance. I will say that I'm not really too familiar with her. Like, by all means, I had quit watching Nickelodeon sitcoms by the time that she was the big star on Nickelodeon, and I've not really gotten into her music at all. But I do think her overall general vibe does fit the character. So I'm not as worried about it as other people might be. And another thing about this trailer that I do think kind of reaffirms something for me is I'm like one of the few people on the internet that actually thinks breaking this movie up into two parts is a good idea. And this trailer, like, really hinging on the defying gravity of it all, and the big moment, the big set piece where they actually go to Oz and confront the wizard at the end of the first act. Spoiler alert. That's going to make a hell of a finale and a hell of a cliffhanger for the next movie. And honestly, I think it's the perfect Broadway show where if you were going to do a part 1, part 2 of a Broadway show, do it with this one. This one is the origin story. Part 2 is going to basically be like the Wizard of Oz from the Wicked Witch of the West perspective. I think that's a perfect duo of movies. I'm just glad that they're not doing it as a trilogy. Woo! Okay, Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this one too. Not as much as like something else that's coming up, but it's like mainly because I might even be able to see the show again this year if I can get tickets to it. So because it's one of my I haven't been to many plays, but it definitely ranks up there as one of the favorites that I've seen in a theater.
Uh-huh.
So, but again, production design looks great. Looks like you're stepping into the whimsical world of Oz, as we've noticed from it seems to be primarily taking cues from the original 30s movie as well. And I hear some people say they might be adapting stuff from the books of Wicked, which I don't actually know how true that is.
The Book of Wicked is very different, but
I know.
I mean that is one way to kind of expand on the 2 acts of the musical, though. So that's an interesting proposition, I will say.
And hopefully, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Defying Gravity is obviously a great show-stopping number. That's where we honestly first heard how great of a singer Idina Menzel is.
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect to Rent, it's certainly that show did not do her any favors vocally with the songs she was given.
No, so
Moo with me.
And so my point here is that we didn't hear much of Defying Gravity in the trailer because they probably want to save it, the big show-stopping moment and all that. But from what we heard, is hopefully it lives up to it. But obviously there's big shoes to fill.
Oh yeah. The moment that got me, where it's like, oh boy, we're doing it. This is Wicked. Is I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me. I'm like, oh yeah, oh boy.
I couldn't remember if that line was in the original or not.
It was in the original show. It's right. It's part of the dialogue that's right before Defying Gravity.
All right.
Anyways,
like I said, it's been about 20 years since I've seen
it. Dragon, any comments here?
Yeah, I think it's got nice production values. I gotta be as a part of me. I mean, honestly, until you said the whole it's gonna be split in 2 parts thing, which I don't know how much of a deal breaker it's gonna be for me. I kind of want to see it in the same vein that I wanted to see, Oz the Great and Powerful, which I did see. It's the idea, this is going to be kind of like a, wrinkle to the Wizard of Oz story, at least that we all traditionally associate with. Goldblum as Oz is a pretty good choice.
I like that Goldblum looks like he's not just playing Goldblum. He actually looks like he's trying to do a character.
Yeah. I really get the vibe. I don't know how traditional this is for the show. I'm guessing because Idina Menzel played the witch character.
Joel Grey originated the role of the wizard.
Well, no, not the wizard. Sorry.
Yeah, Idina Menzel was the witch. Yeah.
The witch.
And Defying Gravity is very much the proto Let It Go. I have said that many times.
Yes, you have. What I'm getting at is it seems interesting. I think. Do you think we're going for a vibe of racial parallels with the green skin? Because that's the vibe I got in this trailer.
That's definitely the vibe that they do in the show as well. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And there's also there's definitely an element of classism that exists within the overall story. There's a conspiracy going on. There's definitely stuff. I don't want to give away too much.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the original songs, Popular, Dear Old Shiz, all that stuff.
I'm really looking forward to Popular. That is an earworm.
I mean, heck, that's where Kristen Chenoweth got popular too.
Indeed.
It's Popular.
All right. So Kogia says, I'm upset they didn't bring back my favorite Ice Queen for the film adaptation of Wicked. However, casting Ian Malcolm as the wizard is an inspired choice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kristen Chenoweth, Idina Menzel, they're way too old to play the leads. But I'm not writing out I would not be surprised if they had at least a cameo in
a cameo would be best for them.
We should also note, Kogia, I know he loves Frozen and he adores that movie.
Okay, yeah, I do know that Ariana's character in the show is pretty stupid. And you know what? Galinda, for as well-meaning as she is, also kind of an airhead. So that's what I'm saying. She definitely fits the vibe.
More
like a Tiki, not less an airhead, more a bubblehead.
Although her transformation into Galinda is quite heartwarming.
Sure. Absolutely. Kogia says Victorious introduced me to Ariana Grande. It was a pretty enjoyable sitcom that I have fond memories of. You know, the only connection I ever had to Ariana Grande is when her brother Frankie Grande was on Big Brother 16. Yeah, that's when I first heard of Ariana Grande, was when Frankie Grande was on Big Brother.
Huh.
All right. Little Blue says, The Wizard of Oz, life finds a way. In Oz, baby! Movie guy says, the show was fun. I think her character started out originally as being average, but then they changed it later in the show. Yeah, I watched a video on that from Quentin Reviews. He got into the whole, basically the Flanderization of her character. So I do kind of know what you're talking about with that. Yeah. All right, anyways, let's move on. Jacob, what is the next movie we're discussing?
Twister.
It's a twister. It's a twister. All right, so
did we switch the banners to Wicked?
Well, now I'm paranoid.
Oh well, people know we were talking about it.
Thanks.
But anyway, yes, it's like I'll actually kind of go first on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
And not actually because I'm excited about this.
Oh.
But because I'm not planning on seeing this at all.
Okay.
The thing is, this is the first Twister was like one of the earliest PG-13 movies I actually watched.
Oh, nice.
It's like so. Yeah, it's like so.
Because weather is scary.
Because I remember watching it in my living room in my old living room when I was sick once.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I remember watching the original one when I was younger. It's like if not the first, it was definitely one of the first PG-13 movies I ever watched.
Come to think of it, the first PG-13 movie I watched, well, it was definitely Jurassic Park for me. But the first PG-13 movie I watched in theaters was definitely Raimi Spider-Man 1. No question, it was Raimi Spider-Man 1.
I don't remember my first PG-13 in theaters anyway. But so regarding this movie, like I said, this movie didn't really capture my attention too much. I mean, it does. I mean, part of it does look interesting, but again, it's not something I'm really majorly looking forward to myself.
For me, I have no strong attachment to the original Twister. It's honestly kind of like a situation like Blazing Saddles, where I'm sure that I've seen bits and pieces of the original movie on TV. I don't know if I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing from beginning to end. So the two things that get me interested in this movie, number one, Glenn Powell is a legitimately very charismatic leading man right now, and I am tracking his career, and it is pretty exciting to have someone like that in the industry again. And number two, it's just been a while since we've gotten a good old-fashioned disaster movie, and this just definitely feels like a throwback to that. I certainly don't think this is going to be like a great movie or end up in my top 20 of the year or anything. If it does, I'll be very surprised. But I am definitely planning on catching this in theaters, if only just for the throwback of it all, unless it gets terrible reviews.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. Who knows? It might be surprisingly be good for all.
I mean, it might be the Top Gun Maverick of disaster movies. We just don't know. But Top Gun Maverick did not make my top 20 for the year that came out, so that's what I'm saying. Anyways,
Dragon.
So aside from the attraction.
Yes, I do remember going on the Universal attraction as well.
Yeah, I never went on it, but the attraction is definitely my most familiarity with it, just because, of course, I know of the attraction and watched videos of it and whatnot.
And of course, with the cow flying by.
So aside from the attraction, I just not much investment in Twister, period. I'm just surprised that we're revisiting this period. Like now, like why are we, of all the things to revisit, this one, and now it's twins. There's two. It looks
There's
okay.
There's two of them.
Here's the thing. It looks okay, but who cares?
It's like the Winklevoss twins on steroids.
just who cares? Hey, it's weather. The appeal is
Oh
gone.
my god.
Okay, it's scary weather. Okay, we've seen one the crazy storm chasers and Twister. We milked it for all it's worth. Okay, there's nothing to go back to. All right.
Admittedly, some of the technology in the movie looks pretty cool.
Well, I, for one, want to see if the horse in the trailer winds up like the cow from the first movie.
Mm.
All right.
They have to.
Again, that is very fair. That is very fair. All right.
I mean, I'm not saying Dragon's wrong or anything. I'm just offering my own point. Like the technology looked pretty cool, at least.
Yeah.
Like the weather drones.
So the VFX artists won't go hungry. That's at least one benefit to this film. Okay.
Yeah, but at this point, they're probably begging for less work, though.
True.
All right. Little Blue says, I want to assume Twisters is canon to the first film, but it's just his own thing and not really
Why not?
follow up.
Why can't it be canon? It's just it's just more Twisters. It's more. Sorry.
I think it's basically a reboot. Yeah, I kind of.
I mean, to be fair, they could have made a movie about tornadoes and just not call it Twisters.
Yes, that's my point.
Unless there's like unless it like takes place in the same area, it's like, oh crap, here come tornadoes again.
All right. So yeah, clearly not much enthusiasm for that one.
It's gonna be the same movie with less memorable actors. It's all it's gonna be.
It's like, now here's the movie. Here's the second. We move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, here's the movie that I'm probably most excited about besides Deadpool. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm honestly, after this trailer, I'm a little bit more excited about this than Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait. Oh man.
I'm sorry. I'm just you know me. I'm not really a superhero guy, and this looks awesome. Here's the thing. I'm still worried about the director, but by all intents and purposes, from everything that this trailer is showing us, it looks like he's got it down, right?
Yeah, it does. Look, I think this does instill confidence in the director. I will give you that. If there are any doubts, which I remember any doubts, just the question if it's going to measure up to.
I mean, to be fair, I have not even seen the original Maze. I have not even seen the Maze Runner movie. So for all I know, they're hidden gems. Like, I don't know.
I mean, as far as like probably young adult adaptations go, I hear they're okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so our story looks really good on this. So it's like I like we open like the whole evolution idea, and we have like I think we're all collectively loving the new king or emperor ape. The new.
I think his name is Proximus.
Is it Proximus?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, Proximus, I think, stealing the show so far, and I love
Proximus is either a bonobo ruler who leads a coastal clan of apes in search of him. Maybe that's not it.
All right. The point being, the king ape. He's stealing the show. He's Cornelius seems to be carrying his father's human sympathies. And this guy I just love the whole like talk of like evolution is kind of like we're at the point that we've always been introduced into with the Planet of the Apes, or at least we're so darn close to it. It's just the fact of like
basically all we're missing is the Charlton Heston character.
We're missing him and the statue on the beach, but we're getting there. I think we're going to reveal. We might reveal that. In fact, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say we don't know that statue's not there at this point in the time.
We've seen structures on the beach. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's like. And of course, the whole thing where he's like constantly, like, I don't think this is in that specific Super Bowl trailer, but where he's like constantly hyping up to go like, "What a wonderful day!"
That's awesome. Very Mad Max Fury Road-esque, I will say.
Yeah, for sure.
What a lovely day.
Honestly, with that character, I'm just impressed. I mean, with him and Cornelius, which is why I'm really sold on the conflict of this, because this Emperor really has me where I'm impressed by the expressions and the humanity of the core performance, where this guy's just like, we're going to learn. He's just like, I don't know. There's something really interesting about this character to me. He's very menacing, but there's like a humanity there that he's not going to recognize at all.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I do think the Apes movies across the board, well, the last two at least. I mean, I didn't really care for Draco Malfoy as the villain of the first.
I mean, look, the first one's solid though. It's a solid trilogy because of that.
I'm just saying the villain was definitely the weak point of that movie.
He wasn't like the villain. He was an obstacle more than he was a villain. Doesn't always need to be a villain. All right.
But I'm just saying the other two movies very much had captivating villains.
That's true.
What's really impressive is like they haven't really given out much of the plot in these trailers. Like you generally have no idea what's going to happen in this film.
I do worry we have seen the third act with like the showdown on the beach. I do wonder if that is like going to be like the third.
That
act
shot with the damn elephant is pretty fucking epic, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't know how it's going to go down, and it's a shot like, oh wow. And I'm talking about impressive visual effects. I mean, this is definitely continuing the previous movies, like impressive, like mocap.
Oh yeah, I just love again the stakes and the drama in this thing. Look, this is gonna. In a perfect world, I would love to go back to a time where a Planet of the Apes movie could be like, could be a big contender for like, this is cinema, man. The Apes movie has impressed us all.
I mean, honestly, I think the last two Matt Reeves movies were that. Honestly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's we've kind of gotten there, but I'm saying going back to like when the movies first came out, and everyone was just completely like, okay, this is like we've never seen anything like this. This is kind of where we need to take it to. I'm saying movies. I love that. I've mentioned this before constantly. I adore The Shape of Water, and I love The Shape of Water got the Oscar, and I just love. I would love if we could have movies like that be recognized. Like
I feel you.
Like, I don't know what else is in store for this year yet, but let's just say, for argument's sake, at least as a nomination, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes nominated for Best Picture. Wouldn't that be just again?
It'd be great. Don't hold your breath, but it'd be.
I know. But you see what I mean? I'm saying if Shape of Water won one year, the chance.
I do love the total like wild card that The Shape of Water win was.
That's the thing. It's like that like opens the door. It's like it's the tantalizing, like it's the tease that anything could happen.
And if Ward didn't win or even get nominated for that matter, this one is an uphill battle of getting that nomination.
Yeah, I feel that.
That's the thing.
I didn't see Rise in theaters, but I did see Dawn and War in theaters, and those were amazing in theaters.
All right.
So if I can, I'm definitely going to see this in IMAX. If I can.
Yep.
It's like outside of Deadpool, probably the movie I'm most hyped for this year.
Well, the movies that I'm most hyped for this year would probably not have Super Bowl spots. Although I will say, Wicked was like my third most anticipated. So
it was on there.
Yeah.
And doesn't come out until Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So, all right. What's next?
Another movie that I'm kind of interested in, A Quiet Place Day One.
Yeah, so I am definitely the Quiet Place geek of this trio. Quiet Place Part 2, my number one movie of 2022 or 2021. I'm sorry. And I stand by that. I think Quiet Place Part 2 is incredible. It's like one of the all-time great horror sequels in my mind. And if John Krasinski's not directing, if he's directing that weird If movie, which I'm pretty skeptical about, I'm not going to lie.
I thought you keep flip-flopping on you.
I know I keep flip-flopping on it. I wasn't crazy about the Super Bowl ad. The Super Bowl ad kind of like
cute. It was Randall Park. He's playing.
It gave me Foster's vibes, which I hadn't gotten before now. So now I'm on the train of it. Kind of feels a little derivative. All right,
Krasinski Judas.
Anyways, so if Krasinski's not directing this, I do think that the director of the Nicolas Cage character study Pig is a really good choice. I will say my one hesitation with this is that I think one of the things that makes the first two Quiet Place movies so compelling is the fact that it is in a small town and it is relatively isolated. That's one of the things I love the most about A Quiet Place Part 2 is that movie feels like a big expansion of the universe, but really in reality, it's just they go to a steel mill and an island. So it's like I love the micro world building of A Quiet Place Part 2. Now with A Quiet Place Day 1, we're in the city, which is definitely a new environment for a Quiet Place movie, and I will give it that. It's a new playground for this type of stuff for sure. But I am worried that with the city environment, it's going to take away a little bit from the intimate vibe that this franchise does just inherently have. So yeah.
I mean, I first still for one didn't think that the second one was as good as the first.
Well, I mean, honestly, you might be right. I could see arguments for that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the first movie.
I don't know. I'm one of the people, like, I think I'm one of the few people, like, I don't think many other people listed Quiet Place Part 2 as their number one of 2021. So I think I'm pretty unique in that element. Dragon?
I mean, I love how we use sound in these movies, and this trailer does seem to really, at least from what I've seen of the movies and the whole conceit of A Quiet Place. So, I mean, the way we're using it here for, like, the very beginning, where, okay, all the sounds going off, like, that's, it's kind of like, it kind of gets you. It's like, okay, and then we're kind of solving the mystery of what happened, it seems, and,
But the thing is, we know that they're not going to find out how this thing goes, because the movie. Remember, the first Quiet Place takes like a couple of years into this apocalypse, so things aren't probably going to go well for the people we see in this movie.
true. The cough moment, very well executed. The whole, like, she coughs, and like the immediacy of, like, no.
I mean, Dragon, if you like that, I'm telling you, the Quiet Place movies are filled with moments like that, dude.
I'll say this. I mean, the trailer does make me kind of want to go back. Like, I should try and see those Quiet Place movies.
Honestly, I think you'd be able to handle it if you were able to handle stuff like The Exorcist. I think you'd be fine with Quiet Place.
Yeah, just close your eyes when Emily Blunt's walking down the stairs.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah, there is one body horror moment in the first movie that will get to you for sure. Yeah. Oh, God.
You can probably figure it out just based on our description.
Yeah. Based on our description, you'll know when it's coming.
but I seriously do recommend it. Outside of that, that's like the only, and it's more suspenseful than it is outright body horror.
Right. Yeah. And then the bear trap in Part 2 is kind of the equivalent in that movie. I don't know.
It just didn't have the same impact.
Sure. Anyways. Okay. So yeah, I am looking forward to this for sure. Although Little Blue does say, fun fact, Quiet Place was going to be a part of the Cloverfield franchise, but then it became its own thing and its own franchise. So that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm skeptical about with the city setting, is just the fact that I am worried that it's maybe a little bit derivative of Cloverfield. Especially because, the monsters do look quite like the Cloverfield monsters, just mini versions of them. So yeah, we'll see. The city setting is definitely the thing that I'm most worried about with this movie, especially just because with Pig, I kind of assumed that the director would stick to the rural setting. But, again, it is a new playground. It is a new sandbox for the director to work in for this concept. So we'll see how it goes. All right, well, let's switch gears to commercials.
And it's like a good neighbor.
All right, so my thought on this commercial is that when it first started, I was honestly a little bit annoyed because you guys are not Californians, and therefore you guys did not have to put up with, like, hey, do you know how the governor pronounces California? He pronounces it California. And I swear to God, that became such an old joke. And yeah, so when this first started, I was kind of like, okay, this is like this gag is as old as time. Like I've heard the whole thing. But I will say, Danny DeVito absolutely saves it.
Okay, so two things. Okay, one, I had something. Well, I guess not the exact same thing to you, but I had an irritating thing with this as well. This thing was like the most hype hyped ad of the entire Super Bowl. I mean, second to obviously Deadpool is more of a trailer. In terms of ad, though, it was like everywhere I went, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. An ad has as like a teaser for it. Like, Super Bowl, Schwarzenegger, State Farm, don't miss it. It's like, really? Why are we? This is the most ridiculous.
Unless it's a sequel to that ET commercial, I don't need a trailer for it.
It's just the fact that I'm like, every time I was binging something on Peacock and it has the ads, and every ad was like Schwarzenegger. Oh God, I'm so sick of it. But I gotta at least watch it after all that hype just to see how it is. So, cool premise, but they dragged out the whole thing too much. There's a lot of money on the table with the fun premise of just Schwarzenegger as a.
I do like when they start riffing on the different words that sound like
Yeah,
and of course, like I like the
he's going into labor.
And I like the quasi sequel to that. It's like get me out of this chopper.
Yeah, the chopper reference was fun.
I'm like get me out of this chopper. instead of get out.
I love that the other State Farm guy is trying to give him acting
Right.
The basically new Jake, not the original Jake, but new
Wouldn't it
Jake.
be amazing if we brought back original Jake for this?
It would have been amazing if we get all the Jakes.
The original Jake.
The Jake cinematic universe.
The original Jake and the new not Jake.
What if Schwarzenegger playing Jake? Like, so what if he was like the third Jake from State
Farm? I am Jake from State Farm.
Agent Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm? Oh, khakis.
Khakis.
I'm wearing khakis and a polo.
Oh, God.
She sounds hideous. No, she's a guy, so.
You're hideous.
Okay, Kogias, I agree. It would be amazing if Schwarzenegger and DeVito reprised their Batman roles in a commercial. Give me that, please. That would be awesome.
It's like, what's killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Well, let me help you with that, pal.
All right.
Okay. I'm 100% with Tiki, though, that was silly and overdrawn, as I said, was the end. Danny DeVito coming in, it elated my heart because, I mean...
Absolutely.
It's like they're like standing next to a mirror, isn't it?
Exactly. So I love seeing him and DeVito reunited, and of course, my favorite Schwarzenegger movie is Twins. So I mean, this was.
And I just saw Twins for the first time this past year, so that was good timing on my end.
And I tell you, man, like this, the moment in the theater when they're like, the award ceremony, in the theater when they're at the theater watching this, is you're a backstab us is. I'm a backstabber. It's like that line. Like that's the banter from Twins right there. Like yes, as like that elated my heart so much. God, I mean, I know it fell through tremendously, but again, that's the only like Schwarzenegger sequel I'd really want to see right now. Like if they did the Twins too, just the.
That's honestly one of the Schwarzenegger sequels I could actually see them making too. Honestly.
Either that or go the ET route with it. Like do like a legit 5 minute, like, but actually have some pathos in there. Just like these two guys, they're brothers. Well,
the ET trailer had plenty of pathos.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly like that. They can do it exactly like, but just I'm saying pathos with kind of what we had here with these two reunited, just like a commercial where it's not just like okay, they're twins, but they look different. But like no, like the hallmark of the Twins films that these guys genuinely were brothers and there was an arc there and they loved each other. So we can kind of see that represented in a 5-minute ad. That'd be astonishingly perfect.
All right. Kogia says, I agree with Dragon. Commercials for commercials are ridiculous. Little Blue said, at least their appearance in the Verizon commercial had nothing to do with Junior. All right. So, yeah, overall, I do think it was a nice little highlight.
And coming up next is...
How did Junior end anyway?
I have never seen Junior.
Next
like,
up
did
is...
he have the baby? I'm sorry, go, Jacob. Go on.
I have no idea either, Dragon, to answer your question.
Sorry.
And the next up is Hail Arnold.
Oh, my Lord. This was ridiculous.
In all the right ways.
You know what's funny is that I'm sure this wasn't intentional, But given the scenario, it honestly feels like it could be a parody of fucking Society of the Snow of all things. Because they're trapped on a mountain and they have to get to a higher top anyways. So yeah, Sir Patrick, man, he just steals the show. He's on fire. And speaking of being on fire, my boy Jeff Probst. Dragon, you have to talk about Jeff Probst.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny they're in a survival situation of all people there leading the charge and like offering Arnold immunity.
No, he's offering him a hidden immunity idol specifically.
God. But yeah, so that's something big for you, Tiki. You had like two icons of your life having.
Okay, no, for real, it was big. It was genuinely big. Like it was surreal.
To back things up just a skosh here. So they did this ad last year with the other lineup of shows they had going on, like Sylvester Stallone with Tulsa King. He was there and he was climbing his own mountain face.
Oh, okay.
With his daughters commenting on it.
Yeah, so again, they also have a show on there as well, which is still, I guess, is now going on more prevalent. It was like just starting there, but that's the thing. So it's kind of like a thing they do advertise all the different programming. They have these kind of these improbable crossovers. So now we made them even more improbable.
I mean, like when I first saw this, my reaction was like, I never thought I'd see the day where Patrick Stewart threw Arnold to face
and then just Creed, the actual band, materializes out of nowhere.
A couple
they have nothing to do with Paramount. They're just there for the moment.
One, I love that we've made it every time we do these. It's the idea they're on the Paramount, so it's like
that is clever. That is clever. I love that we're canonizing the Paramount Mountain.
So that's already great. But I love that with all the people here with different dynamics here, where like Drew Barrymore's like the voice of reason. You can't throw Arnold. She cares about this. Drew Barrymore seems to be a really nice lady. So just like you can't throw Arnold.
You have to wonder how Helga reacted to this.
Oh, I wish Helga would have been here.
Yeah.
Would she have wanted to see him thrown or what?
Well, you got to go one per person. That's why. So they can't.
Yeah, true.
Helga, they had to pick one.
But and of course, like.
I love that it's not Picard, by the way. It's Patrick Stewart, which is even funnier. When
I was going to say that is a nice little touch. That it is specifically Sir Patrick.
Because you got to imagine, Jean-Luc Picard probably wouldn't throw a football.
Oh no, I would imagine not. No,
Picard wouldn't throw Arnold, but Patrick Stewart definitely.
Absolutely, without hesitation. I've been reading his biography recently. He absolutely would throw.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, he has a sick sense of humor.
Well, yeah, he has a good sense of humor. I'm saying like he's very gun ho for things. He's like if someone asked him like, Patrick, would you? Well, we just saw it here. Like, hey, Patrick, we're doing this ad. Would you throw Arnold? Like, would you allow us to do that? Of course I would.
I mean, he's a classically trained, high-class British actor, but he's a big fan of like all kinds of raunchy humor and things like that.
Gotcha.
I mean, think about it. Yeah, he plays like one of the main characters in American Dad.
Avery Bullock.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, just him throwing Arnold, but also kisses like the head for good luck. Like, be brave.
That was great.
And then he's like, and then Arnold just smacks into the mountain.
I love that Arnold has like the little instead of the hat, it's like the little helmet.
And then Patrick Stewart in the Leatherheads costume.
But he had it ready too under this coat.
Freaking amazing.
And he's like calling out with so cocky, like again, like Matt. It's basically what if Picard like let the fame get to his head? Essentially, not good. Like the football player. I'm not gonna.
I could absolutely see Picard in a scenario where he gets distracted from his duties by playing football. Like old-timey Leatherheads football.
It's just great that we have like some other football player. I have no idea who any of these football players are.
No idea, no clue. Sorry.
They just say like, can you throw? Can you throw? I'm not going to throw a child. This is like, oh yes, can do it when the moment calls for it. He reveals he's in the full Leatherheads getup, tosses him, and then also the great Thomas Lennon wearing his Reno 911.
Yep.
Short shorts and all, like Steve Martin could take a few notes. Anyway, so he tosses the football head. Doesn't go well. If only we had like some pig skin. Look at Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig.
Classic way to end.
Oh dang.
Yeah. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
And the next
Hold on, let's go through some commercials here. The
Comments.
Patrick Stewart commercial is one of the funniest commercials I've seen in a long while. It was funny when Patrick Stewart told Drew Barrymore to shut up. Says Little Blue.
Shut your face. Shut my face.
Kogia says, as much as I love the commercial, I was wondering why Patrick Stewart was the main focus of the Paramount commercial since the card is over. Well, who doesn't love Sir Patrick, man? Come on.
Well, right now there's that, and I wonder if maybe they got something.
Tiki, you know who doesn't love Sir Patrick? Blasphemers. That's who.
I don't get it.
No, I'm just saying it's blasphemy. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It wasn't meant to
It's
be
a religious thing, Tiki.
It wasn't meant to be somehow like an obscure reference or anything like that.
It can't all be knee slappers, Tiki.
All I'm saying is it's like blasphemers. Like, how could you not like Sir Patrick?
LEB, the Jesus Foot commercial was real, and we are not going to talk about it.
Wait, what's this about a Jesus Foot commercial?
It's the he gets us thing.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want to even go there.
And it completely misses the point of Jesus.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Wait, there's a commercial that says Jesus has nasty feet.
Dragon, Dragon, look it up on your own time.
All right.
Give it the time of day on the podcast.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I have no idea about it. I'm just literally learning about this for the first time. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
It does not deserve the free publicity.
All right, okay.
From moving on then, from one class actor to another.
Yeah.
One sir to another. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I'll let you guys take this one. I don't really have a lot to add here.
I mean, honestly, I don't either. It was definitely nice to see Anthony Hopkins again.
Just the fact that we have like one of the oldest Oscar winners, at least one of the most recent oldest Oscar winners. We have this. He commits, man. Anthony Hopkins, such a good sport. I believe Ryan Reynolds was behind this trailer. I feel like he's a lot of marketing with the whole Mint Mobile and everything, and all those like businesses. So this is like a promotion for the Wrexham the other football team, if you will, the Wrexham Soccer League that he bought with Rob McElhenney.
Oh, I heard about. Doesn't he have a reality show about that?
I mean, I never watched it, but I heard something. I think maybe or something like I don't know if it's a reality show, but it's like some show about Wrexham.
So, yeah.
Regardless, this is like a cute little thing of like, okay, this is probably Ron Reynolds' is like clever marketing thing where okay, we're gonna have one of the most acclaimed.
Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, that's the name of the show. Yeah. So, like, what if you take one of the most acclaimed actors, and we said, what's his next role? Mascot. So you have Anthony Hopkins. I believe. Is he over 80 these days or no? Am I imagining that? I think he's like 80 plus.
He's got to be 80 plus.
I believe so. Regardless, it's the fact you have this guy who just won the Oscar and he's 80 plus, and of course, refined actor. Him legitimately, the rest of it obviously is just him doing voiceovers. Him putting on this mascot head. But then again, just committing as if he were wearing the mascot head, like roar and everything.
He's
also
86 Dragon.
Well, there you go.
He turned 86 as of December 31st.
This 86-year-old man wearing this just giant red dragon head. Also, the fact, again, like the red dragon with a W for Wrexham.
Because when the commercial first starts, I full on thought it was going to be like, oh boy, he's doing Hannibal again.
But I think that's so cute that it's a nod to Red Dragon, with he's a red dragon. Oh, that's adorable. It's silly, it's priceless, and I gotta be honest, he's doing that Anthony Hopkins thing I really love, where he does kind of like the Hannibal, like the teeth thing, where at the end he takes a sip of the coffee.
That is a nice Anthony Hopkins thing.
Nice.
I wonder if it's a nice Chianti.
Anyway.
All right,
last one.
Silk. They take Jeremy Renner and his daughter.
Feel plenty good.
Yes.
So this is just like a really nice feel-good one to end out on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner's having a nice breakfast with his daughter.
Yeah.
And it's very much kind of like a meta, like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm back. Ready to go. Let's do it. I do believe he recently made like official comments saying he's ready to return as Hawkeye.
I mean, essentially, he said, like, I don't know if he said, like, there's, like, a direct plan for it, but he said, hey,
No, he did say there was a direct plan, but he said that if they call him, he'd do it.
Yeah, but also right now
Yeah.
he's shooting the 3rd season of his show, which, by the way, I've told you, this is really good. The mayor of there's a show that has a similar title. I want to make sure I don't say the wrong one. Mayor of Kingstown. There's a mayor of Easttown, which is not that, but there's mayor of
That
Kingstown.
always fucking confuses me. I gotta be honest with you. I always get those two mixed up.
But again, on Paramount, Mayor of Kingstown is a really good show. Jeremy Renner's amazing in it. I do highly recommend people check it out.
And what's the other show you get confused with?
Mayor of Easttown, but it's not mayor. It's Mayer, as in character. It's very confusing.
The Jeremy Renner's one is spelled like mayor, like traditional mayor.
So, right.
Like mayor is like a horse. Like
whereas Mayor of Easttown is like a play on words.
Yeah. Okay, the point being, so Jeremy Renner, he's the big thing is they had to put his show on hold because he's like the lead character in that show, and he's been filming it, and then this little Super Bowl ad comes out. I was like, yeah, Renner's doing it. A year later, he's back. He worked for it, and he's up and running. I love that it's like a mundane thing of him making breakfast, but with like a lot of flair. That he's up and about. He's doing Hawkeye things while he's making breakfast. That's pretty nice. And his actual daughter is in there. A little cameo. It's cute.
Nice.
It's just good on him. He something very serious, very bad happened to him, and he recovered from it like a champ. And Jeremy's also very excellent. He broke his arms doing that Tag movie, and then the whole the snowplow thing. But thank goodness for the man's resiliency. So yeah, good on you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that is about it.
Unless you guys have any other potential mentions that you'd like.
Well, we did get asked about the Carl Weathers. Sorry, the Carl Weathers tribute. Did either of you see that one?
I heard that there was a question. Go on.
I saw it. It was like he was appearing in a commercial, and then like at the end there was a brief appearance where it turned into a more like thank you, Carl.
Yeah, I heard there was a question if there was going to be like they're going to pull this scene from a commercial or not, but I did not end up seeing it because I heard like it was taken out, it wasn't taken out, so I have no idea. So
no one aired.
Well, I'll look into it.
But
yeah, Dragon, I would definitely look into it. Like, make sure you have it watched by the time you guys do the tribute. Just just for context. The Knuckles trailer does look good. I'm just not really a big fan of those movies. I think they're all right. But here's the thing. The Knuckles series is a step in the right direction for the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Because the big thing, like Sonic 2 was definitely better, but it was still like we had that whole wedding subplot, which it's like, why are we still devoting like a major chunk of time to human characters that aren't in the game at all? So hopefully the Knuckles series is kind of a step towards like what we all want to see, which is basically just Sonic in Sonic worlds doing Sonic shit. Like, we don't need the James Marsden of it all. All right. Anything else, guys?
I'm looking forward to that Shogun show.
I have not seen that.
I mean, the trailer for it appeared. It's like basically takes place in feudal Japan.
Nice. Dragon, any others that you wanted to highlight?
I mean, I saw the walk-in. Did you guys see the walk-in trailer? I mean, the walk-in ad.
I saw it. I didn't really think it was anything like that broke any. It didn't break any new ground.
Yeah, I think there was a good premise there. We just kind of like, okay.
It was like everyone was talking like walking.
Yeah.
And also the Doritos commercial is classic as always.
The Doritos commercial was a really good one. Yeah.
That's actually one of the ones I had in place before we included the Renner one.
I was hoping for some. More popcorners, but that didn't happen.
Oh God.
Dinamita.
Yep.
To be fair, though, I don't think Bryan Cranston should just be like forced to do Walter White for the rest of his career.
I mean, he has said that that's kind of like he pretty much said like that's the best role he's ever going to have. So
Yeah, you see, I don't believe that though. I think he's got it in him to. Well,
Of course he has it in him. I'm just saying that was like the iconic. This is Tony Soprano. That's his big role.
right, yeah. Anyway,
This is Jean-Luc Picard, man.
okay, well, I think we're about done. Do we want to do MVPs?
You mean you want to say what our favorite moment of the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
was?
favorite ad. It could be either a trailer or a commercial. Let's not count Deadpool 2 in Dragon's case.
Well, I think you mean Deadpool 3 or
I'm
Deadpool
sorry,
Wolverine.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. I guess my MVP is probably going to be Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom of the. Sorry.
That's also the second movie in the franchise, Dragon.
Well, there we go. We have a theme of twos running, like that Twister movie. There's a theme of twos, but let's just say Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes would be my most hyped. If we're not counting Deadpool Wolverine.
I have the same one as Dragon in this case.
Yeah, you know what? I am going to go Wicked just because it's a movie that's very far out, and we just saw the first footage, and the first footage looks really good. So it did get me genuinely excited. So I'm going to
Nonconformist.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Okay.
Kidding, case I said nonconformist. Tiki.
Oh my god.
well, he coughed it. He didn't say he coughed it.
Fair enough. All right. So big thanks to Code Geass, LEB, Little Blue. We have Movie Guy, and I think that's it. Yeah, big thanks to all y'all. Really appreciate it. Also, Keeper Colby came in for one comment just to say he liked the sports fan arc that I'm on right now. Yeah, indeed. All right, you guys all rock. Stay tuned for more stuff. That was a terrible outro. Try to save me. Someone save me. That's a terrible out. Stay tuned for more stuff. Jesus Christ. What am I even talking about? Oh my god. Someone save me, please.
Okay, this is a good roundup of trailers that accompany a nice game of football.
Football! You read my mind, Dragon! The trailers interrupted a perfectly good game of football!